Hello there and welcome to the new dashboard that I want to show you. If you are a beginner in Tableau and want to learn how to create dashboards and looking for a clean layout like this, then I will show you how you can create it, right? So before that, I also posted two other videos on my channel. I highly recommend. That is for finance and HR related dashboard. There I have shown a similar but different kind of layout that you can follow for your dashboard. So the link is present in description. Make sure you check out that. So the whole idea over here is how you can create dashboards like this, which can help you build your portfolio. Let's say you are building a data analytics portfolio and you want to create dashboards. You can use this and create the dashboard. Also, the template, this dashboard template link, that is a Tableau packaged workbook file is present, which you can download from the link also that I have given in the description. So a lot of things are present in description. Make sure you check it out. Like this dashboard file is present, dataset information and all of that is present in description. Okay, so a couple of things. As you can see, this is a logistic dashboard, which is about the orders that you are receiving and then how much time that or via different, for example, the 5009 all in all dashboard, orders you have received from 2018 to 2021. Here you can reduce or increase the range of dates, right? And then you have in these orders, what is the quantity, right? And then how many number of customers who have ordered, just a high level information about your dashboard. And this is just an example KPI. It can be different for the logistic dashboard or some other dashboard that you want to produce, right? Now it shows over here the orders by state, which indicates what order, or which is that order, which is that order that is which is that state that is giving orders, right? And here I've shown like quantity. So in the orders, the quantity that is being shown. However, if you want, you can show it a different metric like order count or something else, which makes more sense to you, right? So this is something which you can filter. Let's say I only want to view central, or I only want to view east, right? So all of that you can see how beautiful it shows you the visualization, and then south, right, or west, right? So all of that is present over here. Then over here you have the orders by category and subcategories. So these are the order count, right? So you have the furniture, which is the average order. You have furniture, office supply and technology, and the respective subcategories that shows how many orders that you have got. And then this line basically indicates overall at a company level, this is the average order that you have got 539 based on the number of category and subcategories that you have, right? Just a high level idea as to what is the average orders that you have got in this time period across the categories overall at a company level. Then down below, a quick heat map metric, which basically indicates based on the shipping mode that you have, like first class, same day, second class, standard class, right? Where you have got most of the orders and in which month, right? So that clearly indicates 406, 461, 416 is something you have got most of these orders. And then this is the first class. Again, looks like September, November and December is mostly when most of the orders are coming. So this is a pretty nice visualization, as you can see, that can gives a lot of idea about if you want to view it, like let's say entire 12-month information over here, right, from Jan to December in just one small space, clearly highlighting where the lowest and where the highest orders are, right? So that's why heat maps are very, very useful in the normal business settings. So this is the layout. This is something which I've created for logistic dashboard. However, you feel like you want to create it for some other dashboard, you can. And opportunities are limitless. It's just that the design, but you can create it for whatever project you have in mind, right? Whether for business or whether for your own work. Now, before I move ahead and show you how exactly you can create it. So this is a dashboard for beginner, and I keep receiving questions about what is the advanced basically dashboard, or what type of functionalities advanced dashboard covers. So this is something, which advanced dashboard has comparatively more functionalities, because as we release, let's say, first dashboard, we get the feedback, we implement new functionalities. That means after every iteration or after every release 1, 1.1, 1.2, 2, 2.1, and so on and so forth, the more and more functionalities, that means more and more advanced needs, right? So, but in this context, what can be the advanced thing that is something you can expect? So things like, for example, orders, right? So let's say I'm showing it over here, maybe the orders between uh, the 3rd of November 2020 to December 30, right? So if you think about this, let's say this is the period, then in the similar previous period, right, how many orders you have got, right? So a comparison for this. So in a normal business setting, it's a very common scenario. Let's say, for example, if you are having this only for 1 month, if I just reduce it, let's assume that what I'm showing over here is only for 1 month, right? Just for the example sake, let's assume it is for 1 month, and you want to compare from the previous month, like whether in the previous month you got more orders or less orders, right? So that is where we show increment percentage or decrement percentage, right? And then keep on indicating like whether we are improving, whether we are declining, and stuff like that, right? Similarly, over here you see you have the regions, right? But then you want to have other filters. You want to indicate like not just quantity, but you want to view it, let's say, by profit. All those dynamic behavior, if you want, you can achieve it, and so on and so forth, right? So for over here, if you see this is month, let's say you have filters over here or some sort of a settings over here, which basically indicates that no, you might want to view by month, you may view by week, quarter, year, things like those. So all in all, it's about the dynamic behavior that we do and how it generally looks like. Let me just give you a glimpse of that, something which I cover in my training. So if you see the KPIs like this, right? So this is a financial dashboard, something which I cover in my training. And over here we have the net income, but what was the net income in previous period? So no increase. Here you are decreasing. Here, this is increasing, decreasing, things like those. And for each of those charts, so you can see a lot of functionality which becomes more intuitive for a user to look at whether things are positive, things are negative, they are going up, they are going down, so on and so forth, right? And then filters like this, right? Whether you want month, quarter, year, how do you want to change the calculation, or more filters like how do you want to compare previous period last year, so on and so forth. So that's basically more and more advanced things which you expect, which your employer or your next employer may expect from you, that you should know about this. Okay, so I wanted to give you a glimpse about what to expect when somebody is saying, or I'm saying, this is a beginner dashboard and you need a different, or you need an advanced dashboard. Then what is the difference really looks like? So that's quickly about what I cover in my training, advanced dashboard. If you are interested, email is flashing out over here, so you can reach out to me for that. But let's move ahead over here with this dashboard. So over here, if you see, these are the KPIs. These are all the image icons that we have. This is a text object, and this is a filter object, and then rest other is a visualization. So what I have done is, first of all, I am using the sample superstore data set, right? And that is something which comes within Tableau. And but if you want to if you don't have it, or if you are using some other software, let's say that, or you want to get that data set, then link is present or instructions are present in the description. All right, so I'm using this, and over here what I'm using is the order ID, right? So what you do is you drag the order ID from here to text, and make sure you change the measure to count distinct, right? Because for one order, for one customer, Order ID may be repeated because under one order they may give order for multiple products. So order ID may be getting repeated. So make sure we do this distinct. Okay, and once we have this, this is where we need to go in text, right? And then we just make sure we do a bit of formatting. So formatting is this, that count of order ID, right? Tableau bold and 15 and a dark black color. And then after that, hit one enter, right? To give us some space, and then orders in capital with one space. So this is Tableau regular 9 and the lighter color, which is this one. So this basically gives us a good look and feel that we can apply it in the front end when we are creating the dashboard. So once we have configured this, right, make sure you do it or you change this to entire view. Okay, so this entire view will basically going to put this calculation somewhere here on the right hand side. So you need to make sure you come over here in text, and this center is something what you are choosing. That way your visualization will be in center. So once you have created this sheet, right, you make sure, or you have done this configuration, rather than duplicating or repeating the same steps, what you can do is you can right click and duplicate. Once you duplicate it, you get a copy of orders sheets, which you can double click and rename to quantity or QTY like I have done. You simply double click and it goes into an input mode. Okay, and then you can see what I have done is I have replaced the order ID with the quantity. I have dragged quantity from here to here where the order ID was present earlier, this order ID. If you put it on top of the order ID, it will be replaced with quantity. That way your formatting will not going to lose. However, you need to go into the text and change the orders to quantity, right? So that is this. And then you have the customer. Same way, bring the customer ID or the customer name over here and make sure it is distinct count, right? And then you will get the number 793. Similarly, go into the text, edit, and make sure quantity or order is replaced to customers in the same formatting. Formatting is everything I have done. This is one other metric which I created, but I am not showing it in the dashboard. However, it is about average ship time. Again, one of those logistics related need, like if I am running a company, how much time I am taking to ship an order on an average, right? A very crucial for a logistics point of view, because time is a key, right? So the way for this is, what I'm doing is I am creating a calculated field. So if you click it over here, there is an option for creating a calculated field, and the average number of days calculation is what is that? Ship time, right? So where is my ship time calculation? Let me search it. Ship time, and this is the calculated field. As you can see, once you come over here, click on the calculated field, this is a window which comes where you need to give the name of the calculated field and simply say ship date minus order date. For example, if I have received an order today and I'm shipping it after 3 days, so that means this date will always be the larger from the order date, right? So whatever that date is minus this will give you a calculated number, which you need to change it to 4. Now there is something interesting which is going on, because you don't get anything like 4. You will get the number as 4, but you will not get the stuff or not get the text like days. So you have option, either you can go into the text, right, and simply say days. But as you can see, I have not put the days over here. So I have used a small configuration which I want to show you. So the way you need to do that is go into the format, and in the formatting, right, you have the pane, and in the formatting, custom 0, make it, first of all, make sure it is a 0 decimal, so just the 4. And I have the option of choosing prefix and suffix, and in the suffix I'm saying days, right? So that is how I am getting the information. So just wanted to show you how I did that. All right, now let's move on to the map, the way we are creating the map. So simply what I did is I selected the state, right? So where is the state? In location, we have the state field. You can see it's a globe icon. That means it's a geocode field. And I select this, hold down your command or control key and select quantity. Once you select this, you come over here and select this particular chart. Okay, right? So this is nothing but your map, which is a fill map, different from this one. Over here, this, if you select this will give you circles on top of the map, which is also a different type of map that you can select or experiment with. But I like this, right? So the way you need to do this is this, and then on the top you have the format menu. Probably you may have not seeing it, but there is a format menu if you are using Windows or Mac, anything. But within format and map, in the map menu you have the map layers, right? Make sure nothing is selected. You can clearly see I have not selected. By default it selects a lot of different information or a lot of options over here, but I'm not selecting anything. So from the map menu, select the uncheck everything, and you will going to get a map, but the colors will be different, right? So the way you need to do that is you need to come into the color, opacity, make sure is 67%, edit color, right? And this color is something you need to choose. So what is the color code for this? You click over here, you come over here in this RGB slider, 22DBBT is the color. Make sure the same color code you are putting in your hex color code, and you will going to get a similar color like this. So note this color code down, which will be used everywhere. Click OK and click OK. So after map, you have one more thing, orders by state, right? So this is the title. You double click over here, you say Tableau bold 15 dark color, orders by state all in capital, and click OK. In the ship mode, so again few configuration things which is going on. First of all, it is a ship mode and month information that basically shows the shipping mode and the month in which the various orders have been ordered. So after that, what we are doing is we are changing it to a square, right? Changing it to a square basically gives the color to the background rather than to the actual font. So what we are doing is we are putting the count of order ID on the color and count of order ID on the text. From here you bring the order ID to the text, it will give you all the name of the order. So make sure you open the pill and from measure choose the count distinct. Then you can hold down the command key and drag this to color, will give you the color. Same way the color you need to choose, right, that color code you copied. So this will give you a color like this. Label something, you can format it, right? I think I'm choosing this number 9. 9 is the font size and bold. So that way I get this output. All right. And finally, what we are doing is we are creating this for category and subcategory. So we have this product category and subcategory bringing down to the rows, right? And so there is an interesting thing which is going on, showing you sort of a bar, which is a progress bar. So this is like the maximum. This is where it is stopping. This is where it has stopped compared to the maximum value. So what basically how we basically achieve it is using this calculation, right? So what we are doing is we are using the window max. So window max is nothing but it goes down to the maximum value for the given window, and here it is based on the count, distinct count of order IDs, right? So this is your maximum value, which is what we have, but we are using it as a dual axis. Okay, so I know you may get bit of a confusion in doing that, so let me just do it right from the scratch for you. That way it will be useful. So first thing first is what you have is the category and the subcategory, right? So you have this, and then after that what we need is the order ID, right? So I bring the order ID, I say I add all members, but it added over here. However, what I need is measure count distinct. So I get this, right? So once we have this, then what I need to do is I need to choose I need to enter that window calculation. So window max, right? Because it basically creates one more bar but having the maximum value for all the parts. And let me show you how it does that. So count D, same this calculation, count D, order ID. So all the bars will be of same, right? And I'll make sure this is the first calculation or the base calculation. So we have this, and let's say the color that I'm choosing is this. Okay, let's make it entire view. All right, so that it is easy, and right click and say dual access. Ooh, what happened, right? So what it does is Tableau does its own behavior or wacky behavior, what I would say. So the way you need to do, come over here in Window Max, the first calculation over here, make sure this is bar, right? And the color for this is, double click over here, and this is the Mac color. In Windows you may have a different setting, so I choose this color, light gray, and click apply, right? And over here I choose the bar, which is this bar. So this value is done. Also, couple of configuration thing, right click, synchronize access, right click, hide it, uncheck the show header. Let's not even show this one. Okay, and then we have the final output, which is showing you output like this. You don't have this value, but simply you can come over here, right click, hide the labels, and this is gone, right? So that's how, with the help of the window max calculation and dual access, we are creating this chart, which, giving us an impression that, it's like progressing. So whenever you have a situation like this, you can create it. And then finally, it's all about putting it into the dashboard, right? So this is where, but before putting the dashboard, what I realized is I did not show you this average line, right? So like this average line. So the way we do that, this is the new chart which I created, right? So this is where we go into the average line, bring it, and make sure under the table, we make sure it has been put for the count distinct of order date. And that's why we get the average line, right? And then what you do is you right click on this, add it, and line color is, let's say this is the dotted line. And then over here, label, you choose the custom. What is the custom? Average orders is the value, whatever that value is, right? And 538. So 538 is a value which probably you will feel like it is a problematic. So you can see, as soon as I hover my mouse over here, it gives me the indication to format. So I click on format and number and reduce so I get 539 orders. So that way my visualization is ready, which is 539 over here in this case as well. So after that, it's all about putting it into a dashboard, and putting it into a dashboard is also the trickiest piece if you are specially using the tiled container layout, which I do it because I want to have a control over how my visualization looks like. You can do it floating, which is quite easy, right? You choose the floating and put these components as you need, but tiled is where it is a quite tight layout, what I see. And for me, once you get more and more experience, you tend to move more around the tiled layout than floating layout, because it's comparatively easy and more mechanical, what I would say, when you have things like you want to distribute things evenly, you want to have some better space and things like those, right? Okay, so let's talk about how you can create a dashboard. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a new sheet. Oh, no, not the sheet, but the dashboard. So dashboard is present over here. This is a blank dashboard, as you can see, right? So finally, we need to create a dashboard like this. So what I'm doing is I need to choose the layout of the container. So for me, it is a vertical layout, right? In the vertical layout, what I do as over here is I need to put a lot of components. So I need to make sure that there is some space or something which is holding some blank space, which is holding me up, to make sure where I need to drop the components, it gives me that space, right? So I pick the blank, right? And then afterwards, what I do is I bring the horizontal container at the top. So that way I have my horizontal container over here, right? And then what I can do is I can bring in my text, which is nothing but giving me the logistics dash board, right? And let's give it what, 20 bold, maybe Tableau bold. Okay, logistics dashboard, right? And we have this component, and over here I need to now put these components like this. Okay, so this is the component where I will going to first bring in my one more horizontal container over here, right? And let me bring it down, and over here again I will going to put the blank so that I have some space for me. And let's bring it down. Let's bring this also down. I have to work over here. Okay, let me give some space back, and let me get some space over here and over here. So I have this. So what do I need is basically over there I need basically two components, one over here and one over here. Okay, so let me just close this. It is unnecessarily creating issues for me, and I have this. So what I'm bringing is again my blank object. So what do I have? Do I have two blank object? Let me just quickly see. This is where, okay, I have two blanks, so I'll remove one. I have this, and then what I do is I bring the vertical component, and this way I get one vertical component, I get second vertical component, and I don't need the blank now. So this is my two boxes for vertical layout, right? And now in that my first is the KPIs. So again what I will going to pick is the blank to get some spaces over there, right? So what do I have is this, and then what I choose is the blank over here, and this will give me some space in which I can bring in my orders, my quantity, my customers, and my average time to ship, right? Right click, hide the title, right click over here, hide the title. In the third box, right click, hide the title, right click, hide the title, and this is where we have. Okay, so I have bring in average ship days time as well, right, in this, just so that you know it, all the 4 ones. Here I have brought in 3 1, so that's okay. That's up to us. What do we need? And then what we need is this average map time, and we close this, and our map is now ready. Yep, it's coming along, right? And then this is where we need the sheet 7, right, and the ship mode over here. So what we bring in is this. Let's bring it down further, and to make it correct, click over here, make it entire view, right? So it will start to come along. So we have this, and all of these components are ready, right? The only thing is the icons, right? So the way you can choose the icons is by having the image. Okay, so bring the image, first image over here, make sure it is fit and center. So this is the number of orders, so maybe van for orders, and click OK. Let's give it the width of maybe 75. What do you say? No, maybe something edit width, maybe 50. Yeah, 50 is good, right? And then over here we bring one more image for quantity. whatever that icon you have in your mind, choose it. So what is this? Quantity, right? So for quantity, let me see, maybe this icon, which will be, again from here, edit the width to be 50. Okay, that same way we will going to bring in one more image over here, the customer's image. Bring in, edit image, center image, choose, and the people, and click OK. And then again come to more option, edit width, and it will be 50, right? And finally ship, average ship time, right? For that I have an icon which is similar to this, but let me just use that. So that way we have logistics. Okay, edit width and 50, maybe, click OK. So we have this, right? So now up to us, how the kind of icons and all of those things that we need. Let me just create some more space over here, some more space, and over here I can even increase the width to, let's say, 1200, and that way I'll just get the some more space, like, and that's just creating spaces for us, right? So now we have this, right? Now the only thing is, last thing is, it is sort of giving its own block, right? So the way it will be, not the last thing, because I need to put the filter. So I'll make sure I select the highest, or the container which is the outermost, by coming to the edge of this dashboard, going to the layout. Over here I choose this layout. Maybe I'll make it, what, 70%. Okay, so now I have this, right? And then one thing which is looking a bit odd to me is this logistics dashboard. So I double click over there and I make it a little bit more dark, so that will look better. Okay, so we have this, and the next thing we will going to do is, we will double select one component, then double click on that. That will going to select the entire container, and this container will be of white side color as a background, and sides will be 10. Okay, so you see like this, right? And over here select this white, and then you have the 10. Select this, background will be what, white, and then you have the 10. Similarly, select this white layout, this is what you have, 10, right? So now same spacing, right? Clearly indicating this is aligned to this, this is aligned to this, there is a same space over here. And this is the beauty of, if you follow the the tight layout, or this layout which we have been discussing now about putting the filters. We have filter here, we have filter over there. So I remember in orders sheet I have put the orders filter. So in filter we bring the order date. The order date is here, however it is taking this entire container. So what I do is I bring it over here, right? So order date, right? Then over here we have the region filters for this map. So come over here in more option, we have the region. So region is coming over here. What I do is I make it a floating, because I need to impose it on top of here. So I make sure, come over here in more options, multiple values drop down, and just to that I'll bring it up, and that way my dashboard is almost in a ready stage. Only thing is, for this order date, just make sure in more options, apply to worksheet, all using this data source. That way it will be applied to entire this sheet. So you have your dashboard ready, right? And this is something which I even talk about much more complex scenarios and all, just to make sure that if you are in my training, just to make sure that you as a beginner is able to do a practice more and more on very complex scenarios. That way it will be easy for you to create dashboards like this. So for me, if you talk about this, if I have everything in the mind, like my metrics, my KPIs I've figured out, my maps, I know what visualization I need. The entire development time, the maximum, I take today is anywhere between, for this type of a dashboard, is anywhere between 40 minutes to 60 minutes, right? And that is something you should also strive if you are a beginner, that how right from the scratch, if you know what you need to create, how in within 1 hour you should be able to create that dashboard. So keep that thing as a target in your mind, how you can create a dashboard like this within 1 hour. And trust me, this is something which I have done when I have started learning, and it helped me a lot, right? Because I kept practicing, and I started looking into where the issues were, and I keep improving upon those issues. So that's about it, and I'll meet you now in the next video. I hope you learned a lot in this video. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and we'll meet in the next dashboard or maybe some other topic. Till then, bye.